Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. I am your host, Peter Surs. You're welcome. And today, first of all, let me just introduce my guest. Good friend of mine, kind of like a mentor. Not kind of, he's the mentor to me. You've seen him on HBO Entre Nos. He's got a half-hour special coming out on HBO in a couple months. Tours the country. He's done all kinds of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, our second returning guest. I've had two. You're the second person that's come back. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Put your ears to the phone or whatever for Erik Rivera, guys. Erik Rivera.
Thanks, man.
Guys, okay, so I'll preface this. Erik and I. So Erik's from New York, and he's a Yankees fan, and of course, if you know,
no, but take it back even further. When we did the first episode, we talked about
that's right,
premise.
that's right. Yeah, we talked about two things the last time he was on the podcast. One is that he wanted to get me eating like a cheat meal kind of thing, and
For everyone to watch.
yeah, for everyone to see it.
Because your Instagram and social is constantly you, hey guys, here I am working out. And I just did a quick 9-mile run, and we're like, Peter, we get it.
Yeah.
And constantly taking the shirt off. Apparently you're allergic to shirts on Instagram.
Because I like I post shirtless photos. One, because I'm fucking shredded, number one. And number two, because I know that it pisses people off.
So we came up with this
Yeah.
premise on that first episode
Yeah.
of you having some.
Yeah, so having junk food, eating like a cheat meal. Since Erik's from New York, recently the Dodgers played the Yankees, and Erik's a Yankees fan, and
Yes.
of course I'm a Dodgers fan. And so we made a bet, on this series, Yankees Dodgers.
Tell the listeners how this bet came about, because it started off. Peter, you have a confidence in your team.
I do.
Not just a confidence; it's overconfidence.
The Dodgers are going to win the World Series.
This
for
is exactly
sure.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So you hit me up. Hey, you want to go to the game Saturday? And
That's
I was
right,
like,
that's right.
no, I can't. But I already got tickets for Sunday.
Actually, let's go back. No, this because this is what happened. So the Dodgers for all season until like a week ago had the best record in MLB. And so every time they were the first team to 50 wins to 60. So I'll post raise your hand if your team has the most wins in Major League Baseball or whatever.
That's what I'm talking about,
And,
the overconfidence in the team.
I tweet all the time about the Dodgers if you follow me on
Yeah.
Twitter. And so all of a sudden, as the Yankees start to creep up, here comes Erik fucking trolling my Twitter.
Because it makes me
raise my
laugh.
hand.
It makes me laugh.
And then he starts going back, and then so it came. I was like, "Oh, Dodgers playing the Yankees. Let's just go to a game." And then that's how the bet came
So
about.
you hit me up. You were like, "Hey, Saturday." I said I couldn't. I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm going Sunday." And then you said, "Hey, let's make a quick bet."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay."
We're trying to figure out
I was like,
what
what'd
to
you have in
bet.
mind?
Yeah, because money's not fun. It's whatever.
Now this what made me laugh about the bet, and this is why I was like, "Oh, now we're definitely doing the bet." The overconfidence of it, let's do the bet, and I was like, "All right, cool." You're like, "But also let's bet if they get swept," and I was like, "Whoa!"
There has to be. I always do the sweep one because it's just more fun. Because it's one thing to lose the bet, but if your team gets swept, then it's just I did one of the guys that works in the Wichita Looney Bin that I work. He's a big Cardinals fan, and the Dodgers and Cardinals have a pretty good rivalry. They've been
Right.
going since the beginning of baseball, and I think all time, I think they might be the teams that have played each other the most. I don't quote me on this, but anyway, it's something crazy where the Dodgers have won. Like I said, I'm paraphrasing, but the Dodgers have won 1,200 games, and the Cardinals have won 1,199. It's so
Right.
it's so close in relation to how many times. Anyway, so we always make bets, him and I, when the Dodgers play the Cardinals. And I always add that little okay, so he and I do push-ups, and it's funny because he's kind of chubby. Shout out to Wiz out there in Wichita, and so when the Dodgers played the Cardinals, the first time they swept the Dodgers, and so I had to do I think it's 25 push-ups.
But that's in your wheelhouse. I would never bet you
Well,
that.
I know, but
Hey,
so-
Peter, I'm gonna bet you to do 25 push-ups. Get out of here.
Yeah,
no.
per game, and if it was a sweep, it was 100.
Uh-huh.
So he won, and the Cardinals took, I want to say, 4 games from the Dodgers at the beginning of the season, but then we turned it around and we swept them when they came to LA. So it's just he had to do it. But I like to add in that little,
Okay.
that little
So you
extra.
were like, oh, at first the initial bet, you were like, oh, what if we promote each other on the?
Oh yeah,
on social
I
media?
was gonna wear a T-shirt. I thought it would be funny if we had T-shirts made. With,
Yeah, and I was
my
like,
face on it.
that's fun, but there's got to be something else. And then I remembered our cheat meal
Yeah,
thing,
and
and I
we
was
were
like,
talking about the ropes.
and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make Peter do a cheat meal.
Because we talked about doing rope exercises
Uh-huh.
the last time,
Yeah.
and then because you were making fun of me, and I was like, no, the rope's good.
Yeah. So you were like, you'll do the rope thing, and I was like, you're gonna do the cheat meal. And
Yeah.
I posted it on Instagram. And when I tell you, people,
I know. I saw some of
were
the stuff.
coming to
I
kill
was
you.
like, oh my god. That's the thing. This is the thing. Okay, so obviously this podcast is about taking care of myself and bringing other people in and having them talk about their self care regimens. And we've had we've had yoga people, we've had people that box, we've had like everything. Like I'm not the only one that is into taking care of themselves. But I think the idea behind is that I don't like bad food, and like I'll be honest, like
Well,
like we were
today is
like,
not that day to say that.
yeah, I don't like I like bad food. I
Uh-huh.
just also I think I said this off the air, but like I just like the way I look
Uh-huh.
more than like how this eating at fucking Carl's Jr. or whatever feels like. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
some places like you'll eat it and you're like, oh, I still, even though I ate something really bad, I feel great afterwards.
Right.
But then some places you're like, oh, I'm literally eating garbage right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
like
Well, I didn't. I'll tell you now. I didn't do burgers. I thought about doing McDonald's, Burger King, but I was like, that's something we. It's
Yeah, it's whatever.
so I went creative with it. You'll see as we unfold.
Somebody posted something disgusting. I was reading your stories and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so bad.
Oh no! And some people took it to a whole different extreme.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, you should get like 2-year-old rotten eggs." Like, I don't want to
No,
kill
yeah,
Peter.
yeah,
I
this
kind
is
of
not
like Peter.
fear
What's
factor.
wrong? Yeah.
This is junk food. It's cheat meal.
So yeah, I put together a meal for you. Now the last piece, the pièce de résistance, is being delivered.
Oh man.
I did research on
Oh,
this
right,
thing, and I was
right.
like, "Oh my god, Peter's got to eat this thing." So I think we should come up with ground rule because, dude, you can't fully eat everything. You
Okay,
will die.
that's fair, that's
you
fair.
will die.
Well, I worked out really hard. I mean, I always work out, but like I tapered everything up until until this, so like I should be okay.
I will say maybe it should be a minimum, like comedy club. You got a 2-bite minimum of all these things, and then the big thing, you have to have at least 5 bites.
Okay.
That's the one I really want you to
That's
try to
fair.
put down.
That, can I didn't tell you that. Is anything seafood?
No seafood.
Okay, good, because I can't. I just don't like it.
Okay,
It's like I'll throw up.
no seafood.
Okay, cool. We're good.
No
We're good then.
seafood. Yeah.
Yeah. So how you been, man?
I've been good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you excited about your HBO thing?
I
Have
am.
you seen it?
I have seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it. I've seen the key art for it. I'm excited to start announcing it.
Right.
I'm doing an event this Thursday. I don't know
know,
if
I
this
saw
comes
that.
out.
It'll come out next week.
You should
so
come.
this
You
is-
should come to the event. But we're so HBO's been doing like almost like an FYC thing
Yeah.
where they've been showing some of their shows that they're doing, and they're finally doing a comedy one here in LA.
Oh, cool.
They hit me up to host, and they're like, "We should start announcing your special."
Like they're doing are they promoting their like upcoming comedy?
Yeah, so like
slate?
upcoming stuff and stuff that they've been doing,
Okay.
and they're really focusing on sort of what they did with the Intranos brand, which was sort of like their Def Jam for Latin
Right.
comics.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I didn't get in, but I'm gonna get in.
but dude, you're on the radar.
know.
Trust me.
I
I
did-
put in a word.
Thank
They
you.
like you.
Thanks, man.
Uh,
I had a really we could talk about this since I'm about to eat some shit food. I had a really good weekend. I was in Vancouver this weekend.
Okay.
At Laugh Lines, and it was really easy for me to not eat anything bad because it's Canada and Canada food sucks, dude.
Okay.
Like there's nothing good in you've been, right?
yeah.
Yeah, like there's like everyone's like you gotta have poutine, and it's like I'm not gonna eat fucking poutine, dude. That's gross. If you don't know what poutine is, it's basically like French fries covered with like cheese curds, gravy, and there's like different
The
variations
American
of it.
version of that is disco fries.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It's gravy and melted cheese on top.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what
Yeah.
it is.
It's drunk
and
people food.
There's exactly, and it's like it's not bad. It's just like I don't feel whatever, and so but the club actually had decent food, and I ordered. I like barbecue, and I ordered. It said dry ribs, and I was like, oh, fucking sweet. They bring them, dude, and they were deep fried. Fucking, that's what, because they call things different. Like they name things different in Canada, like some of their food items. So
Sorry, I got my phone out.
No,
That's
it's okay. Yeah, yeah.
that's the big item coming.
so yeah, I was like, and I didn't want to be an asshole and be like, oh, it's fried. So like I ate fried pork ribs, and it wasn't bad. It was
Well,
just
that's your
really,
fault. Why are you in Canada thinking you're gonna go find barbecue in Canada?
I just looked for because like the club, the club took care of us. They feed us and whatnot. And I was like, I don't want a salad, like whatever. Like I love barbecue, and I just thought that they were barbecued ribs, like without the barbecue. I figured like dry, like for me, like it when you go to a barbecue place, some places will ask you, do you want the sauce or do you want it dry?
Uh-huh.
And a lot of places like it's so good that you don't need the sauce on it and you just eat the meat. That's what
Right.
I do most of the time. And that's what I thought it was. And then they brought these fried fucking pork. I was like, damn it. So I had to eat them. And it wasn't bad. It was just really salty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad food, we should start.
Yeah, we should start. We should start. But I had fun, man. Canada's like, the crowds are so like just nice. And like you can kind of say some racist shit and they don't get overly offended because they're a big melting pot just like we are, you know? Especially like in the big cities. What's this?
We're going to start off ethnic.
Oh, God.
We're going to go Taco Bell's Doritos, Logos Tacos.
Oh, man. You know what?
I splurged for you, Peter, because they said, do you want regular or do you want Supreme? And I was like, what does
See,
Supreme
I don't
mean?
like sour cream, but
And
it's
they were
fine.
like, we're going to put all the fixings on it. I was like, well, let's do it.
All right, so this is the camera adds 10 pounds. And this is a Doritos Locos Taco.
Yes.
That I'm going to...
This is the cheat meal episode.
Cheat meal. This is what happens. Thanks, Dodgers.
Oh, man, that looks. When I tell you I was texting you like, "Hey, man, what's your address?" And I didn't hear from you for
No,
like
I was just-
10 minutes. I started panicking. I was like, "Peter's gonna leave me with all this junk food.
I
My
was in the
car's
shower.
starting to smell like a fried person's armpit."
I tell you what. What I really wanted to do was
It looks like it took a deuce on the table.
get stoned before I came, so this would be easier. But I have to be somewhere afterwards, so I have to go to audition and work. So this is not bad.
Oh, it's not bad. Oh,
I just don't like sour cream. You have napkins?
of course.
So
there you go.
yeah, that's not bad. 2 bites. I could probably. I mean, I don't know what's coming next, but I could probably eat this whole thing. No big deal.
I just said it's a 2-bite minimum. If you
I
want-
remember when they came out with these. This has
Mhm.
probably been out like 10 years or so, and I was like, they definitely have stoners working for them.
Oh yeah.
But like, it was a genius. I used to love Doritos, and Doritos are delicious. And I used to eat Taco Bell when I was like in my early 20s. And then I just kind of got super into health and fitness. Because I was always into fitness and working out. But it wasn't until I got to like my early 20s that like I started eating right too.
Oh, the big one's here.
I kind of want another bite.
Go ahead, take another bite.
Or at least the Doritos good.
I didn't think you'd be enjoying this as much.
I tell you, man. Doritos are good. So let's talk about your special, man. Do you get to like I don't? This is all like stuff I don't know.
Mhm.
Do you sit there while they edit your special and like or like
no,
take that out or
no, I give notes on what I'd like for it to see, and then especially now it's getting a lot of phones and stuff. So
yeah?
you know they can't do certain like wide shots and stuff because everything has to be up close. Like I don't know if you've noticed that. As you watch specials now, everything's a lot tighter.
Yeah,
because
well, that's
people are
what-
watching here.
They were saying like I think on Netflix like over half the people that watch specifically I don't know how they can do it but like comedy specials like over half of the people that watch them on their phone.
Yeah, that's how everything's being
Like,
watched.
that's
now.
crazy.
All right, so you're gonna keep talking. I gotta go. I gotta go get the big item here.
Okay, cool. So you know what I want to talk about, guys, while Eric's going to get some more food, is I've been really big on the last month or so. You know, no one likes doing cardio. I don't care who you are. You know, there's like a runner's high and there's a whatever. I get it, but I've been doing a lot of high intensity interval training. We talked about it on the episode with Xavier. And I've heard about this place. I've never had this place. I've heard. This is exciting. You know, high intensity interval training is basically doing things for short periods of time, but at high intensities. So like you run a lot. You run
Yeah.
like every day almost.
Yeah.
Like 5. You're training for a half marathon,
Half
right?
marathon. I just
So-
hit. I'm at 7.
did
So
7
this
miles,
week
right?
is 8.
Okay. Yeah. So like, you know, you could run and, you know, if you're running 5-6 miles, you figure you're running for like an hour,
Right.
basically, right?
Yeah.
So high intensity interval training means that you're doing shorter bouts, usually like a 2-to-1 ratio. And let's say I do something for 20 seconds, and then I rest for 10 seconds, and then I just repeat that. And so you work harder, but you work for a shorter period of time. So I could burn the amount of calories in an hour of running in maybe like 20 minutes of doing high intensity interval training, which is why if you see my social media, like I've been really into the ropes just because it's nice outside, and the gym they have the whole thing set up outside, but like you do the ropes and like you're doing these intervals and it's like, yeah, I'm doing it for 20, resting for 10, and then by like 15 minutes I've already burned as many calories as like someone would if they ran for 30 or 40 minutes. So if you don't like cardio, I would suggest you do something like that. Yes, ropes are not practical for everybody, but if your gym has one, most commercial gyms have them. Or you could buy them at Home Depot for like $50. But there's also other ways, like you could do intervals like with a kettlebell, similar. I don't know if you've seen. I'll post stuff like where I'm pushing like sleds, or like some of the gyms that I go to have tires that you flip. Like it's the same thing. You do that short intensity. Say I push it across the track for like a minute, and then I rest for, basically what it is you work for twice the amount of time than you're resting. So like if I'm working for a minute straight, then I'm resting for 30 seconds, and then I'm doing it again. And there's different ways to do it. You can use a medicine ball. That's why you see me throw the medicine balls. But point being is that I've done it I did like an experiment, and I'm leaner. I've lost not only weight, but like I've gotten more definition by replacing my normal cardio with high intensity interval training. So that's your lesson for today. High intensity interval
I want to
training.
laugh so bad because it just sounds ridiculous listening to you explain this, and it all makes sense. And,
Yeah.
I know you're big in fitness, but it smells like Taco Bell in here, and you have a
I know,
Doritos Locos
I know.
Taco in front of you.
I know.
Hey guys, this is what you need to do. All
Yeah.
right, high intensity. What?
Don't lose bets. But like I said, I got leaner in the last like month just by replacing my like normal like 30 to 45 minute cardio sessions with high intensity intervals. So now I'm doing like maybe 15, 20 minutes, 25, depending on like, it just depends on the day, but like I strategically did it this way. So yeah, whether it's medicine balls, ropes, kettlebells, there's all kinds of different things that you can utilize. You really only need one piece of equipment like that, and you could do these high intense. Because I know most people don't like cardio. Like I know like you like running because it helps you clear, and I do too. But if you don't like doing cardio, I highly suggest you get into high intensity interval training. You don't even need an apparatus. Like when Xavier was on, I don't know what episode it was. He's like a big like instructor here in LA. He talked about like he does like 15 minutes and that's it. And he's shredded. He's like probably more shredded than I am.
Really?
Yeah, he's in amazing shape. He does like he was the co-founder of this gym Speed Play that used to be in Beverly Hills. They have one in downtown, and he just launched an app where they do like high intensity. He's a great dude. He's very knowledgeable. Like one of the people like that I actually respect in like the fitness game because like he actually like he knows what he's talking about, but he also like he loves training people.
Right.
Like he loves it.
How do you feel about apps with people like in fitness?
I honestly, I feel that if it's something that helps you, do it. Like
Right.
there are a lot of apps like Nike. Shout out to Nike, like the Nike Run Club. You use Nike Run.
I use
right?
Nike Run.
I love it too. I use Nike Run. I love how like after a run, a lot of times it's Kevin Hart.
Oh, I can't
Hey
stand
man,
it.
this is Kevin Hart. Good job. Get out there. You're running better than your friend. I'm like, God damn it, Kevin Hart. Like
Yeah,
you're
he's
everywhere.
everywhere, yeah.
I know.
Bugs me.
Yeah, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
But like, so the running app is good because it helps you. It'll whisper, like not whisper, but like every time you hit a mile, it'll tell you how far you've gone.
I do like that, yeah.
Yeah, what your pace is, and so you're like, okay, I could speed it up, like, or I'm slowing down, or whatever it might be. And then it kind of maps it when you're done, so you can kind of see the loop that you did.
Right.
But the Nike Training app, which is different than the Nike Run app, same thing. There's like 15-minute core workout, 15-minute HIIT workout, 20 minutes yoga, 15-minute stretch. Like a lot of them are really short
Right.
for short attention spans. And I mean, I don't use it, but like if I were someone without the knowledge like that I have, I would totally use it. Like
Right.
I know like his app is called Mega Mace. There's also there's all sorts of gyms now, like the gym that I trained at, Model Fit. They have a streaming. They don't have a streaming app, but they have it. Like you could just look at it on your phone. And like
Right.
a lot of gyms, like I think if it helps you and you like it, because that's kind of like been the running theme is like finding something that you like, whatever it is. Whether it's running, whether it's high intensity, whether it's boxing, whether it's yoga, like whatever it is. The workout that I recommend, the best workout for someone is the one that they enjoy doing because they're going to be more likely to do it.
Right.
No one's going to do stuff that like I hate being on a treadmill. And it's not that I can't do it. It's
I
just
get bored.
yeah, it's boring. It's just
Yeah.
sitting there like obviously like if you're in a hotel or somebody I see you like
Right,
when
right.
you're in the hotel like and that's your only option. It's 12 degrees outside or 112.
Yeah,
you're
we
like,
did that I did that in El Paso because it
Yeah.
was like 100 degrees
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm not running out here.
Yeah, so it's like that's fine, but like if I had a choice, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go box. I'm gonna go to this class. I'm gonna go to this. So if there's an app that you like, I think it's great.
Okay.
If it helps hold people accountable.
Yeah.
The thing is like, you know, obviously money has something to do with it, but like sometimes you see something. And I'll see people doing workouts at the gym, and I could see they're on their phone like watching something, and it's like the form isn't always, you know, translate. It doesn't always
Right.
translate. Like they're not doing it right. So that's the only thing that I have that's like I would argue with that. Like get maybe someone invest in this in yourself a little bit to get someone to show you how to do these things properly so you don't hurt yourself. But assuming that you know you have good form and everything, like apps are great.
Okay.
All right, we're ready for round two.
Here we
So I had like 3 bites of the Doritos taco, and I'm telling you guys, Doritos tacos are delicious. I just don't eat them. This is literally, whenever Doritos tacos came out, you can Google it. That was the last time I had it. I tried it, and that was the last time.
All right, let's move this one here.
Oh, gross! 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven
What
buffalo
the
chicken rolls.
Fuck is this,
And when I
dude?
tell you, because I try to eat healthy. Why is unhealthy food so
Cheap.
Yeah,
This is like $1.
I was like, yeah, let me just get one. She goes, what? What? You get 3 for $1? I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want 3. She's
What
like,
is
No,
this?
they're amazing. You gotta get all 3. And I was like, I just want one, lady. She goes, you know what? I'll give it to you. She just started giving it to me. I was like, all right.
You know what's so funny is are these what is this?
They're buffalo chicken rolls.
Rolls.
I don't know what that
I
means.
don't know what that means either. So John Edward Brickley was on the podcast a few weeks ago, and he was arguing in favor of because he's do you know John Edward?
No.
He's from Minnesota, been here for like a few years. He's lost over 100 pounds.
Right.
So I wanted to have him on. But in him being on, he was talking about how he goes to 7-Eleven and gets the chimichangas sometimes, and I was like, I'm never fucking eating a chimichanga. He's like, no, they're only like 190 calories. I was like, bull fucking shit.
By the way, I always love that they try to find a positive in all this food.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's got 10 grams of protein. I'm
Yeah,
like,
get
well, what
outta
about the
here,
other
dude.
stuff?
Yeah, what about the sodium and the fucking fried nonsense and this looks like I'm gonna be honest, this looks like a dick, dude. This is pretty much, I mean, minus the girth, this kind of looks like my dick. I know this is like not the type of podcast, but this looks very similar. So this is a buffalo chicken.
Buffalo chicken wrap. roll. In case you ever want a sponsorship by 7-Eleven. So what's the verdict there?
I mean, it's just like a chicken wing.
It sounds awful.
Huh?
You chewing into the microphone? At what point are people tuning out going, I'm out?
You guys, this is history. I haven't had shit like this, and but it's spicy though.
Oh, it's got a
Yeah.
little kick to it?
Yeah, I'm
It's the
getting-
buffalo chicken.
I could feel my body heat changing.
And it's got 10 grams of protein, man. You like
It's-
protein?
I love protein. This is probably. I mean, if I'm being honest, do you remember how many calories are on this?
I want to say 200 each roll.
Each roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because like it's got to be breaded in something. This is. I mean, this doesn't taste like chicken.
I
I don't know what animal this is, but it's definitely not chicken.
Well, I don't think any of the meals have what they say they have in them.
I go to 7-Eleven. I've talked about it on the other. I like their coffee more so, and that's why like I've never. Do you go to like coffee shop? You like coffee shops?
I
you're
love
right.
coffee, yeah.
Like, but you like going to coffee shops though. Like that's like
And when I'm on the road,
yeah.
to get out of the room,
Yeah,
I
okay,
feel like
okay.
I have to get out of the
Yeah,
room,
yeah.
or else I'll go crazy.
of course.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
like,
and
that's why I don't understand comics who just stay in the room the whole time, and then they complain about it. I was like, well, why don't you get
Get
out?
out,
Why don't
yeah,
you go
walk
do
around.
something? Yeah,
I mean,
like I was blown away that you actually took the initiative to go find gyms, and I was like, oh, that's cool because.
Yeah.
I usually just use the gym there at the hotel, but I always make an effort
If you
to
don't
get out of the room. I was like, I gotta get out. I gotta go out
Right.
and do something. Whether it's
Yeah.
we got barbecue or just walking around, go to the mall or something.
Dude,
like just get
How
out,
crazy is that fucking mall that we went to? That's
Yeah.
where the fucking
dude. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh my, we were there.
we were there, dude.
Yeah.
Like at that Walmart, I got kombucha at the fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
Like that's I mean, my heart goes out to the people in El Paso because that was really a fun time, and you know, I I uh, I don't know if I talked about it on the. I think I kind of brought it up. So the week after it was when I was in Oklahoma City.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard my mass shooting joke?
No.
It's pretty good, but it's not like a mass shooting joke. It's I talk about mass shooting, but the joke is more about my dad making fun of me for being gay.
Uh-huh.
But so but I'm always like weary about telling the joke because it's always like anytime you hear mass shooting, we've always like just had one,
Right.
and so everyone's like on eggshells.
Well, that's why you gotta tip your hat to guys like Chappelle and Burr
Yeah,
who are doing.
well, I know,
exactly.
but it's like it's always going to be too soon.
right.
Like I can never be like, okay, well, it's been 2 weeks since the last one, so I can tell the joke now. Like
Right.
it's always gonna be too soon. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I told the joke, and then after I mean, and everyone got laughs, great time, right? And then after the laughs subsided, this lady's like, not funny. That joke's not funny. And I was like, actually, that joke is fucking hilarious. She's like, no, mass shooting's not funny. I was like, well, and I prefaced the joke with the fact that they're not funny.
yeah.
And I warn the crowd that it's going to get real for like a second, and then I bring it back up. And anyway, we're going back and forth, and it turns out her brother had killed himself like 2 months, or no, 2 weeks before,
Uh-huh.
you know? So her being like triggered or whatever,
Wait, how long ago before they coming to the show?
2 weeks.
And she was okay.
And she was at a comedy show, which, I mean, yeah, dude, get out of the house and like,
yeah.
but like also know that you're at a comedy club and like there's probably going to be things that are discussed that
Right.
that trigger you. So she was just triggered because I said shooting, period.
Yeah.
Her brother didn't die in a mass shooting. He shot himself.
Right.
You know? And so we got into it, and then she ended up storming out and leaving. And then her party of 7 got up and left, and that's when I was like, fuck, the club's gonna be mad because I just walked a party of 7. Anyway, like 10 minutes later, they all came back, and then she stayed out in the bar crying the whole time. And then people that were with her apologized to me on her behalf
Right.
because she was going through some stuff. But there was a dude that came up to me after the show, and he was like, hey, man, he's like, I'm a survivor of the Parkland shooting.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, fuck. He was like, that's a great fucking joke, man. And I was like, I know, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, you got to be able to joke about that stuff. He was
Yeah.
like, and he's like, it's been like, that was the, he was like, it's the worst experience in my life. Like, I'm traumatized forever. He's like, but that is a good joke. Don't stop telling it. And I am a survivor of a mass shooting.
Right.
And I'm telling you that that's a great joke. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good.
what comedy used to be. People
Yeah.
used to come to hear the taboo stuff you
Yeah.
weren't supposed to talk about.
Right. Like, I love your joke about your dad
Yeah.
and Parkinson's. Like, it's so good.
But it's so funny. Like some people will message me. They get upset and they're, triggered
bad.
by Parkinson's, and then I'm talking about it. But then I've had people tell me, no, thank you for talking. I
Yeah.
had a website that deals with health issues, people who have certain health issues, and they posted it. They were like,
Oh,
"This is
really?
amazing that you're talking about it because people don't talk about it."
Right.
So that's
Is it the Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2,
Yeah.
or Teen Wolf?
so it's funny. Like people are like, "Oh, you can't talk about but that's our jobs. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be able to talk about those
I
things."
mean, my dad fucking is a meth addict, sold meth. Like, that's my pain, but I can bring it to life
Yeah.
and connect with all kinds of people. Like, that's why, like, as a comic, obviously, like, you always want to try to work new stuff out, but you also want everyone to know your story. I feel like
right.
by the time you finish a
Yeah.
show, especially like on the road. So like that's part of my story is like I lived through my dad doing that, but that's the one, and that's why it's like I said, I want to work on new stuff, but at the same time, like these people need to know my story, and that's usually like the part of my act that most people come up to me afterwards because so many people are affected by it.
Right.
And I'm like, and they're like, thank you, because my dad went to jail. My dad
Yeah.
is a meth addict, and that's really funny. And
It
I'm like,
helps
"Thank-
people more than the people that
Yeah.
are triggered usually.
Just don't come to a comedy club, man."
Yeah, know that you're about to hear some stuff. Like that's why I'm blown away, and it makes me laugh to see younger comics like, oh, Chappelle's special wasn't that good.
Get the fuck
And
outta
I'm
here,
sure
dude.
that Burr's gonna get it too. Like, oh, Burr's special.
I
I'm
can't
like,
wait
you
to
don't
watch it.
realize what these two guys are doing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the last scene in that in the Batman movie with the Harvey Dent. When
Uh-huh.
he's like Harvey's a bad guy, and Batman's like, no, I'm gonna be
I'll take the fall for you.
I'm gonna be the bad
basically.
guy this
Yeah.
city needs right now, and that's
Yeah.
what Chappelle and Bird doing.
Yeah.
Because those guys, it doesn't matter who comes out and blogs about them. They're
Stupid.
untouchable.
Yeah.
So they know, hey, we're gonna do this
Yeah.
to sort of help comedy.
Yeah.
So
I loved. I mean,
I thought Chappelle's thing was brilliant.
you know me, dude. Like I watch everybody, even if I'm not like a quote unquote fan. Like I'm a fan of comedy and I'm a student, so like I watch everybody. And I'm just sitting there watching Chappelle, like fucking yes, dude.
Yeah.
Because he has. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but he talks about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to talk because I talked about it a couple podcasts ago, but like I used to know Wade Robson. Have you seen the documentary?
I have seen the
So
documentary.
you know Wade Robson.
Yeah.
So I used to know him.
Uh-huh.
And I'm watching this documentary. I don't care, dude. And I'm like, that's not how he talks.
Uh-huh.
Like I can watch this documentary and know that he's been coached and
Right.
his depiction or whatever is like they rehearse that shit,
Right.
because he does not talk like that. If
Yeah.
you just go to YouTube and look at Wade Robson interview from like when he was working with Britney and Justin,
Right.
and that's not how he talks.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And also, side note, if you're in the know, this would be a truth bomb that you probably don't know. You know the song "Cry Me a River"
Uh-huh.
by Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from
I
him.
feel like this was just an excuse for you to do the dance.
Well,
We already knew what the song was.
well, but I have to say that line.
Uh-huh.
I found out from him. That's Justin writing the song and talking about how Wade Robson confided in him as a man. They meant him that he fucked Britney. Like he was the guy that Britney cheated on Justin with.
Uh-huh.
Like when Britney and Justin were together for I don't know a couple years, 3 years. I don't remember how long they were together.
I think Justin did all right in that deal.
I mean, of course. Justin, are you serious? Like I talk about it all the time. Like, yeah, imagine where Britney. I love Britney still, but like you fucked up, dude, by fucking Wade Robson. Because now look at him. He needs money, and I've talked about it because I'm like, no, he cheated. He broke up that relationship, and if they were on trial, let's say, like if Michael Jackson was on trial, right? Like again, and Wade Robson took the witness stand, right? And they're talking about, what happened between him and Michael. Somebody would come up and use the fact that he broke up Britney and Justin. Like, that's a character flaw. They don't talk about it in the documentary.
No.
You didn't talk about that he's a fucking homewrecker. So, I'm just saying.
Speaking of home record, next meal is up.
Wait, is this Fat Sal's?
No, that's not Fat Sal's.
Oh,
No,
wait.
Fat Sal's is the last.
Oh, shit, what's
dish.
this?
This is the
This
famous
is KFC.
bowl.
Oh, this is Jim Gaffigan. This is Jim Gaffigan's fucking. Let's put it all in a bowl. Speaking of which, we can talk about comedy specials. Did you watch Jim Gaffigan's new special?
I have not watched Gaffigan's new
Fuck,
special.
man, I love that guy.
He's a funny dude. I
He's
used to,
so good.
that dude can talk about food for
know.
hours, man.
Did you see how Hot Pocket got mad at me?
I saw, yeah. You called them
I
white people.
I said they're just white. They're just empanadas for white people, and they responded. They don't agree, but that's basically what a Hot Pocket is. It's an empanada for white people.
It was more white trash. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I made an amendment. I was like, correction, Hot Pockets are empanadas are Hot Pockets for unhealthy, fat white people.
Yeah.
This is gonna be gross, dude.
It looks gnarly.
So Erik Rivera brought the fucking what is this
It's
called?
the KFC famous bowl. I don't know what makes it famous.
Hey, Alex, can you get a couple pictures of me eating this fucking shit really quick? So this is, I'm assuming, mashed potatoes, fried chicken, corn.
Mashed potatoes, fried chicken, corn. There's cheese.
Oh my god.
Oof. And, oof, the Colonel, is he gonna be happy with your review here?
Hey, they're always rotating the kernels. If you need a Mexican kernel, I'm fucking all about it. Every comic's done it at this point, right? Every white comic, at least. How come Bill Burr hasn't done it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
he's probably next in line.
I don't think he would do it.
I don't know. I think that the price is right.
It looks like what you feed old people when they can't chew no more.
It really does. It's.
Peter, move your mic a little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta make sure you're getting all the goodness.
This isn't my favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
No?
No, you know what it is?
I'll get back on mic so people
yeah.
can hear you.
I don't love KFC. I mean, it just tastes like, you know what it is? This tastes good. I guarantee you this tastes delicious if you're stoned.
Uh-huh.
Um, and if you just don't give a shit about your health, it doesn't taste good.
Can I just tell you the smell that was in the KFC because I had to go in because it didn't have a
Uh.
drive-through?
Yeah.
I was like, what do you got? And she started to show me
Was
the
it like?
things.
Did you get? Was it like a KFC / Taco Bell?
No, it was just
Oh,
straight.
so you had
It
to
was
go to
straight
a
KFC,
KFC
yeah.
and a Taco
And
Bell.
a Taco Bell and
Oh,
a
wow.
7-Eleven, and then
Oh wow, Eric went above and beyond for this
oh
bet that
yeah,
he won.
I was very excited by this.
Dude, when if imagine if they play in the World Series.
Uh-huh.
Oh, dude, stakes are gonna be like crazy.
You're gonna do another bet?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know, Peter.
We might have to do like a double or nothing. um, it tastes. Can you taste this?
No, I'm not tasting that.
Come on, dude.
I'm running, man. I'm training right now. I can't eat that stuff.
Dude, I'm training too.
Yeah, but I can't. Come on. That's not
That
part
ain't
of the bet.
It's not. Do you want to try this, Alex? No. We got comics who, I mean, comics turning down food tells you something, dude. Because
It doesn't look good. That's
that's the thing. It's not good. Like I could, if it was just the.
By the way,
chicken-
it reminds me of an old Dane Cook bit where he used to talk about like the photographer for the fries and how amazing
yeah.
they look. The photographer for that bowl
Yeah.
should get a lot of money because on the menu it looks amazing. I'm looking at it in person. It looks like you may shit your pants at some point today.
Yeah, it's just not good. It just like the gravy is just kind of like It's kind of, you know what I'll compare it to. It's like, okay, actually, I'll fucking say it. I don't care. Like,
Oh, he's gonna lose the KFC sponsorship
yeah,
for
I
the
know.
camera ads.
If you put like Applebee's, Chili's, Red Lobster, like all these like 3-star, whatever, however many like chain restaurants, it's all just like the same, like Denny's, and it's just like it's fine, like you could eat it, and if you're really hungry, like, but it just doesn't taste like my taste buds aren't like oh wow, like I don't know, it's just there.
Yeah, I don't think
You know?
anybody's ever like, oh my god, you know what I could go for today? Applebee's.
Yeah, exactly. But
Maybe.
but like
I don't know.
in like Middle America where they're like that's all there is. They're like,
Right.
oh yeah, it's a thing. But like
Right.
here, it's just like I just wouldn't go to KFC ever. But you know, this is weird. I don't think it applies in Vegas where Alex is from. Maybe it's different in New York, in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, buffets have like or KFCs have buffets. Like you go like at lunchtime.
I remember Wendy's near my house had a buffet.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because that was the thing, like after
a s-
Little League, they would take us there to like celebrate and get Frosties, and I just always remember them having buffet. And so I remember Pizza Hut having buffet.
But Pizza Hut, I definitely remember. And it's the same
But-
company, I guess. So maybe,
never
but like
remember.
it's a Midwest
Was it
thing.
a salad bar or was it a buffet?
No, KFCs in Oklahoma, at least for like the lunch, like 12 to 3 or something, are literally. But remember that? Okay, remember that?
Wow.
That song by Kanye West. Me and my girls split the buffet at KFC. I was like, nah. Like, damn. do
What was
you
that
think it's
second?
much
The
better
second
than-
verse? What was that second verse? Huh?
Well, because he says the N word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But when she told me that, I was like, oh, I finally get the Kanye reference now. Me and my girl split the buffet at. I'm gonna play the song. It's Gold Digger. Now that I remember, I'll probably get kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think you should then, and don't get kicked off. You can say it, man. You eat
it's
fried
fine.
chicken.
It's
at
whatever.
KFC. Go ahead.
But it's just okay. It's not nasty. It tastes bland. It tastes like if I was old, this would be delicious.
By the way, the lady was like, "Do you want a spork?" And I was like, "That's when you know you're eating unhealthy. No healthy
Spork.
meal comes with a spork." Can I get the acai bowl? Do you want a spork with that?
Yeah.
Sure. Never.
Dude, I used to love acai bowls until I realized how much sugar they have. It's too much.
Is it? You
Yeah.
ruined it for me.
I know. It ruined it for me.
I was like, I'm so excited to have
Yeah,
this
'cause
acai
I
bowl,
used
and
to-
you're
you
like,
know,
that's all sugar.
When we lived in Sherman Oaks, there's a what's it called? Harvest Bar, I think is what it's called. Really good. Like probably like I don't know what your favorite acai bowl place is. I used to go to Backyard Bowls.
I used to
on-
do acai jungle because we were on the west side.
Oh,
Uh,
acai jungle.
Yeah,
That
and
sounds good.
then I found out you can make them at home. So I,
I
used
mean,
to
you
buy
really
the
can.
packs
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Whole Foods and just make them at home.
Yeah, like we would go. There's what's the other place? Juice Crafters that we would
Juice
go
Crafters,
to.
yeah.
Because I used to live by one on Robertson, and then when we moved to the Valley, there's one by our house. But then Harvest Bar opened up, and I really liked it because they had like different variations. But then I actually saw the sugar report, and I was like, oh man, that sucks. So then I stopped eating acai bowls.
But look, today you're making up for it, man.
Well, this is not an acai bowl. This is
That's-
straight up.
that's
See,
a-
you know what? I
It's a
tell
healthy
people,
bowl.
like with like personal training clients and stuff. You know, because most of the time, people's problem with like getting the results they want, like fitness wise, is because their food isn't where it needs to be.
Right.
Like they can't eat right. They think they're eating right.
Do you find it's harder here though? Because I feel like here it's easier to make healthier choices.
Yeah,
As
it
opposed to
should be
anywhere else.
easier here.
Yeah.
But like people were still like people love, like one of my clients loves Chipotle. I'm
Right.
like, dude, it's gross.
Because like we went back east, so my family lives on the East Coast. Like my
Mhm.
mom lives in New York, and then my mother-in-law lives in Maryland.
Mhm.
And I remember we were having this conversation about McDonald's. You know, kids love McDonald's. I don't know what it is.
They get
As
good
soon
marketing.
as they see them at
Yeah.
the arches, they just know.
good
They
marketing.
know. Oh my God,
Mhm.
chicken nuggets
Mhm.
and whatever you eat at like. And we were talking about the kids because I got the two boys, 6 and 3, and you know everyone was talking about their kids, and we were just talking about how often we go to McDonald's, and I legit was like, I've never really. When we're here, we never go
Yeah.
because it's like first of all, you can't find them unless I'm like legit
LA is
looking
weird
for
like
one.
that. Yeah, like you got to go on the outskirts a little bit. Like it's not like everywhere. Like
And also like there's so many other options.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
know, if they really want like chicken tenders, you can find a healthier version of
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So but it's not like we're going, oh no, we're gonna be that parent and my kid's gonna eat all organic. Like we never made that choice for them
Yeah.
mentally. But like I feel like in LA, it's so much easier to do those
Yeah.
things where it's like, oh, he's eating better. Like my kids to this day still like we'll go to Press Juicery and get the freeze, which is just it's almond milk based.
Yeah.
So it's not really ice
I have
cream.
a Press Juicery membership.
So it's not really ice cream,
Yeah.
but that's what my kids consider ice cream.
Right. That's good.
But then they go back east and they look at me like, dude, this is really what the hell are you
Right.
feeding us?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I've been
The,
lying to you
differ-
guys.
the difference between
Yeah.
you met my brother, right, Travis?
yeah,
We did a show together,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay, so my brother, hi Travis, when he was probably still in high school, but my other brother Adam lived with me. We lived in El Segundo for a little bit, and once I got into health and fitness, like usually use like ground turkey, like because it's just better, it's healthier, and I actually think it tastes better than ground beef, but whatever. Anyway, so he came. He was staying with my brother and I for a few days, and I made turkey pasta with like whole grain noodles.
Right.
You know, like the brown, like it's like they're whole wheat noodles.
Right.
And so I make it, and we're all eating. And my brother and I are used to it because we kind of have like the same kind of shit, often. And Travis takes a couple bites, and he's like, these noodles taste different. And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, are they like grain or something? I'm like, yeah, they're whole wheat noodles. He's like, it tastes weird, right? Like he tastes it. He tastes the difference instantly.
Oh, when
right?
you're eating unhealthy to eating healthy,
Yeah.
there's a big jump.
He tastes the difference immediately. So then he takes a couple more bites. He's like, this meat tastes different. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's ground turkey, not ground beef. He's like slams down his fork. He's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, he was so mad that I gave him fucking whole wheat pasta with ground turkey. He was so mad. And he's looking around our house. And like, when my brother was living with me, like I was kind of supporting both of us. And like, we weren't like poor, but like, like I wasn't balling either,
Right.
And he's looking at our cabinets. You guys don't have any food. And like, we had food. We just didn't have any junk.
You didn't have the food he wanted.
Yeah, like we didn't have Twinkies and chips and, shit like that. We had like, peanut butter, bread and fruit and yogurt and stuff like that. Like healthy snacks. And he was just so mad.
Oh yeah, no.
It was just
I
funny,
would give
dude.
my kids a Press Juicery and
Yeah.
like the ice cream, and then they went back east, and then they had Dairy Queen for the first time, and I could see the looks on their faces, like,
Yeah.
"The hell have you been feeding us?"
Dairy Queen is good though.
It's ridiculous.
DQ.
They're pretty much like, "Hey, oh, you like ice
You
cream?
get him like a dipped cone.
Do you like?" No, they got the
Blizzard?
The Blizzard. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you like candy? Well, we're gonna they're
Yeah.
gonna have sex in a cup for you. And you're like, this is amazing.
Was it a Dairy Queen or a DQ?
I think it was originally a Dairy Queen.
Yeah, because some
it's
places it's
old
DQ
school.
now.
Yeah, because
And
they
I'm
serve
like,
food. No,
yeah,
that place is just strictly
bullshit.
ice cream.
You can't have food at Dairy Queen, dude. That's
Yeah,
stupid.
you can.
No, it's dumb. But I used to love those chocolate dipped cones. Like, oh, Dairy Queen was the shit.
We're going back to Taco Bell here.
Oh, wait, there's more?
Yeah, man.
Oh, God.
I think it's called the.
Oh, this
the
is a Crunch
double. How do you know this?
Because I watch baseball, and this is all the commercials they have for baseball. This is the Crunch Wrap. Crunch Wrap, right?
Yeah,
Did you get any salsa? Any sauce?
I got hot sauce. I didn't know if you did hot sauce.
I'm going to need some hot sauce for this. Crunch Wrap. Oh, man. See, I shouldn't have. Why did I have to have an audition after this? This would have been way better if I was stoned.
You can blame Clayton Kershaw for this.
No, I blame the Dodgers just not scoring any runs. Dude, a part of me wants the Dodgers to play the Yankees in the World Series, but I kind of hope the Yankees don't make it because it's going to be so expensive if they do.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous.
When
the pricing on those tickets.
Let me,
I got a buddy of mine. He's got season tickets, and he was saying that same thing. He goes, if the Yankees or even if the Dodgers make it, he goes, I could just sell those tickets, and whatever I pay for the season tickets, it's covered.
yeah.
And I was like, that's insane.
I know a guy that has season tickets for the Dodgers, and he showed me how much. So his seats are on the third level, the reserve level, and so for a game, it's probably like face value like $25 a ticket. They're pretty good seats. They're like behind home plate, third level, but like good seats. Like $25, and then like since he gets season tickets, he probably pays like $20 a seat.
Right.
He sold each of them for the Yankees games for like $250. He said I made like almost half my season just by selling my tickets for this year. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
so,
they're never in town. That's why I was pumped when they were coming in.
It's a big market.
And
but
we were divided in my house because my son was like, I'm a Dodger
That's
fan.
so awesome.
Like,
I saw that. I was like, yeah, I like this kid.
I was like, you're my kid.
my
You're
buddy.
a Yankee fan. He was like, Dad, I was born in L.A. I was like, I don't care where you were born.
My best friend Erik, he's a big Angels fan, and he lives in Texas now, but he's still an Angel fan. But one of his sons is a Dodger fan.
Yeah.
And so when I went last summer, and I went to Texas, and we went to a Rangers Dodgers game in Texas, and his son was like in Dodger stuff, and I was like, sweet, I like that.
But I think that's just what kids do. Because I remember growing up, like my dad was a Met fan, and he would try so hard. And
I need more napkins.
What?
I need more napkins.
I don't know if it's just you just want to upset your pops. Because I remember I was like, nope, I'm a Yankee fan.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, your son being in LA, that's a thing. But I remember when I was younger, a lot of it had to do with like the teams that are good, like at the time.
But I like the Yankees when they were bad.
Well, that's it. But you're from New York.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But part of, I think, why his son likes the Dodgers is because when the teams are good, they get nationally broadcasted more.
Right.
And then you get to hear the stories and you see more highlights of those teams and so forth. So like when I was younger, I talked about it on my Dodgers podcast, but I wasn't like a Giants fan, because the Dodgers and Giants hate each other.
You don't like the Giants, dude?
I hate the Giants.
I know. I see your Facebook and your Twitter.
I hate the Giants. And I would never I don't care how hot a girl is. If she was a Giants fan, like I wouldn't touch her.
Jessica Biel.
I don't care.
Really?
Well, I also wouldn't touch her because she is with Justin.
I feel like that would be a reason. Like if they got divorced and she saw you at a show, and she's like,
do you
oh my
not know?
God,
You don't know this
so
about
fun.
you. May not know this about me, but I will never, ever, ever, and I've never done it, and I never will, hook up with anybody if I know someone that they.
But you don't know Justin.
I know him. Dude.
Wouldn't you want to like that guy Justin's girl? That would be a thing.
No way.
No.
Nope. I don't want to know anybody they've been associated with.
Uh-huh.
This is why I think this podcast is just the weirdest episode ever. I feel like Taylor Swift must. Oh God!
You're right. He's dying. I told you his meal was gonna kill him.
I think Taylor Swift must have just the best, like, either be the best in bed ever, or like just have the most amazing, like, pristine vagina. Because like there's so many dudes.
I love that. I love that Peter cuss his whole podcast and then vagina he whispers.
Because I'm not trying to be disrespectful to women, but like, how else can you explain the fact that all these dudes that know each other, know of each other, just keep lining up for Taylor? she's hot, like whatever, but like so is everybody
I don't
else.
think she's,
I
she's
mean,
a little mousy and she's a little flat
well,
on the butt.
that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Though. I mean, she's hot, but like so is everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, so what is it about her that all these dudes are like? I don't care that she fucked him. If she fucked him, she fucked him. I'm still gonna like. I've never done that.
Right.
So yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Mm.
Very noble of you.
Yeah.
So
This is actually not bad.
no,
No, Crunchwrap. I mean, it's a tostada and
it's a bunch of stuff
yeah,
inside that
it's basically
thing.
a tostada wrapped in a tortilla.
I want to say that one is like 800 calories.
Yeah. I don't love sour cream.
Okay.
Like I don't not like it. I
We're
just don't
learning a
love
lot
it.
about you. No
Yeah,
sour
yeah.
cream.
Um,
All right. How much time we got left so we can do the big meal?
like 15.
We got like 10. All right.
10, 15.
We'll start unveiling the big meal.
I'm actually excited about this because I've always wanted to try this place.
Hold on. Actually, before I even unveil it, let's tell you what's in it.
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
It's definitely a sandwich.
Have you been there before?
I've passed by it.
Yeah. See, I always pass by
I've
and I've seen
been-
like you know how like on Instagram shit pops up that like they think that you might like.
Uh-huh.
It always pops up and like they have these concoctions. Have you been there, Alex? Fat Sal's.
So I found Westwood all the time to the In-N-Out Burger there,
Uh-huh.
and the place had its own little standalone shop there, and you'd see these college kids late at night
Oh,
drunk,
Fat Sal's is in the West Side
going
too.
to Fat Sal's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I was
Okay.
like, "What is Fat Sal's?" And it looked like what you would think a college kid would go. Let's put that in a sandwich.
yeah.
So this sandwich you're about to eat is their signature fat sandwich.
Oh hell yeah.
It's the Fat Sal. It's
Uh-huh.
got roast beef.
Oh hell yeah.
It's got mozzarella sticks.
Oh.
It's got onion rings.
Oh.
It's got fries,
Oh wow.
brown gravy, mayo on a garlic hero.
I don't even know what that looks like. I can't even describe. I can't even picture what this looks like. Okay, this is what I want you to do, Eric.
When I tell you the thing weighs about 3 hold it. the thing weighs like
This is
you could probably
exciting.
do a workout holding this sandwich.
Hold on, we gotta get this.
So here it is.
Wait, oh. So I lost a bet to Eric,
Yep.
and now I'm about to eat
The Fat Sal.
a Fat Sal that looks.
Oh, hold on.
This has got to be like a 2,000 calorie.
They put extra
sandwich.
gravy on the
Oh my
side.
God.
I'll
You
pull
see
out
what
the
you did to me,
napkin.
Dodgers? This is bad.
Enjoy, dude.
I want you to, while I'm biting into this, I want you to give people some tips because you're a comedy veteran,
Uh-huh.
you're a family guy,
Yeah.
but you continue to evolve and work, and like you're really good about like, kind of like me, but like trying to keep up with what's next.
Right.
So like, where does that come from?
What do you mean? Like
Okay, like so for example, like I'll post something, right?
right.
And then you'll be kind enough to send me like, hey, post it this way or at this time instead because it's better.
Well, that's
because
just me, like with the posting stuff. Like you posted something about a giveaway,
Right,
at
right.
if I remember
right,
correctly.
yeah.
And that's just me doing and taking social media a little more serious. Oh my god, that thing! It looks greasy. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh man.
The dude that dropped it off was like, "It smells so good. My car smells good." I was like, "I don't think so, man."
Oh man.
I'm sure it is.
So it's fries.
Fries, onion
Onion
rings,
rings.
roast beef, mayo, gravy, and they put extra gravy on the side in case you want to dip, man.
If you did, hey, I'm putting this out there on the internet. If you get this sandwich at Fat Sal's and still dip it in gravy, you're a fat piece of shit, and you deserve to die young.
You're a fat sow. So for me, all right. So this all started. This actually came. I was with a management company, and me and them just didn't see eye to eye. So I left them and then started looking for another manager. And I remember sitting down with this said manager, and she didn't say it to be mean. And it's so funny because I emailed her afterwards. It's like, "Oh my god, thank you for saying this."
Right.
I left angry and dejected. And she reached back out. She goes, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry if that came out the wrong way. I didn't." And I was like, "No. What you did was you motivated me to figure out how to use social media to my advantage." So we sat down. She's like, "Let's talk about your social media. Like how many followers you had." And at that time, this was dude, literally a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I got like 2,000 followers on Instagram. And she was like, you should have just said 0. She goes, because that does nothing. That excites no one. That doesn't move the needle. And
I only have 3,000.
And when I tell you I was hurt because I was like, I built those 2,000 followers. They're my followers. Like,
Right.
I'm excited about that. And she's like, it's nothing.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, what can I do to build my social media? And I try to stay very active. I try to stay very consistent. I post videos on Tuesdays. I post, memes on Thursdays. I post something family on Sundays. I'm going to try starting to do something new coming up in the next week. I'm actually going to try this Thursday because I'm trying to find a way to make my family more part of the social media. Like I find when I post pictures, it'll get likes, but when I do videos with them, it doesn't get likes. So now I'm just trying to find a way. So it's just constantly trial and error. And I've done the giveaway. So when I saw you do it, like I don't know why comics are always scared to ask for advice. Like, hey, how do you do that? Like once in a while, like I'll get people like, hey, I don't mean to bother you. How do you do the writing on your video? And dude, I'm here. Just reach out and I'll give you the information. Like I've told you what apps to use. Because it doesn't like if you win, it doesn't bother me. It's not gonna mess up my career. Because you get a deal with CBS, they're not gonna go, all right, NBC, ABC, Fox is not gonna go, all right, no more deals because Peter's got his deal at CBS. Like we're all here, we're all in it together.
There's plenty of room, but I think, I mean, you can probably attest. There's a lot of people that are insecure, not as secure as you are, and are afraid, like.
But that took time. Like, don't get me wrong. When I first started doing comedy, I did the same mistakes everybody else does, where it's like, oh, how'd that person get that? Oh, how'd they get that?
Yeah.
You can't look at it like that. You're on your own path. You're your own business. So if you start focusing like I do with the social media, that's why like the times when you'll do something, I'm like, hey man, try to do it like this because I've done that and I'm trying to help people out to sort of figure that out.
No, I appreciate it. You know me, dude. Like I'm an open, like not an open book, like.
But you'll be surprised. Some people don't want.
I'm a sponge.
Yeah.
Like I know like sometimes people like you gave me some tags that were great that ended up on my album. Like I love when people, when people that are like just people I respect.
Yeah.
I really don't mind it for anybody, but like especially like when people that like are ahead of me in the game. Like give me any kind of advice because I'm just like, yeah, like I want that. Like I'm not above, oh, try this or maybe do it this way or, post it this, like just anything that will help. Like I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, somebody like that's not that I don't respect will like give me a tag and it's like a lot of times it goes to like, they make it sexual and I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to be like dick joke, but like, I'm all like, I'm like, tell me what, like you, Big J, my buddy Justin, like there's a lot of people that like have like given me, Tyler Bow, Tyler Bow?
No.
Super cool dude. He gave me like, but like early on too, but it's like, as a young comic, at least, I'm still a young comic, but like as a really young comic, anytime someone above me would give me like any kind, I was like, oh, thank you. Like, thank you so much. Like I've never been like, don't tell me what to do.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't know. I'm not like that.
No, so I'm always just trying to grow and, like a business, get the word out on me.
I'm going to give you a review of the sandwich.
What do you, how many bites did you take?
Probably like 4-ish.
Is
there like a garlic something in here?
Yes, the garlic bread.
No, I feel like is the mayo garlic?
No, I think the mayo's regular. I think it's just garlic bread.
You want this part of it?
No, I'm good, man. That's all you. You can take it home. You have some for dinner tonight.
There's something in here that's like super there's something in here that's like super garlicky, and I don't think it could be the bread. If it's the bread, it's like the most garlicky garlic bread ever. It's like, I don't know, it's bothering me.
I feel like we're going to get a second workout video from you tonight. You're going to do like Mayweather does at like 3 in the morning. I'm going for a run, y'all.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I hit it so hard today, too, knowing that this was coming. It's good. It's just, there's something maybe it's the mayonnaise.
It might be the mayo mixed
I don't love mayonnaise. Like, I usually don't get mayonnaise on stuff.
It looks awful.
It's not bad. But I really can't taste the onion rings though. If I'm being honest, maybe I haven't gotten there.
Maybe look, it's towards the back end. You got to bite the back end.
Take a little bite of I'll take a bite of the back end. What do you got coming up on the road, buddy?
Well, I got the special coming out in a couple months. I'll be announcing that soon, and then just plugging along, like trying to get different things work in the works.
Yeah.
Still auditioning, still trying to come up with my own scripted ideas. Like that's the other thing. Like I get comedy's fun, but we gotta figure out if the networks aren't gonna make our shows, we gotta figure out what our show would be and start writing it.
For sure.
That's what I feel like.
I have a couple of those that I wanted to. I mean, I already do it, but I want it to be like I don't know if we talked about this, but like Tom Papa. So Tom Papa would go to different cities and like go to bakeries and try bread
and started baking the bread. He did his own show.
Now he has his own show because he talked about it on Rogan, and then someone heard it and they're like that's what I want. I want my gym show, like where I'm traveling. I'm like Anthony Bourdain, but I'm going all over the country, going to different gyms.
Right. Yeah,
that's my. I do it anyway.
Yeah,
I already do it. Just give me a little bit more money so I could do it and make it look nice and get people to go to these places. Like I mean, I have all kinds of stuff, but
instead of doing the gyms, you should find different workouts.
Well, I do that too. It depends on where I am.
Yeah.
But like when I went to when I worked the club in Colorado Springs, they have this thing called the Manitou Incline,
right?
Which is it's basically a mile of stairs. Like it's a constant ascension with stairs, and it already
and with the elevation. No.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. So you start at a mile altitude. So when you finish, you're 2 miles in the air.
Yeah,
and it's just a mind game.
Dude, when I first started running, I remember I was doing a gig in Denver and I forgot about the elevation. I went down to the hotel gym and I started running on the treadmill. I was like, I'm going to do like 4 miles, 3 miles. About half a mile, like I felt like I was going to die. I was like, what is happening? Like I was lightheaded. I was dizzy. I had to stop and I sat on the floor and this woman just walking by and she goes, hey, are you okay? I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think something's wrong.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, baby, you're in Denver.
You feel like you're going to throw up?
She was like, did you forget you're elevated? And I was like,
yeah.
She goes, yeah, you can't.
That's happened to me a couple of times in Denver. I love Denver though.
Yeah.
That's where I recorded my first album. But the first time I went to Red Rocks in Denver, like I felt that, and I was like, I don't oh yeah, I'm a mile in the air. I don't know if you saw this on my you kind of helped out. So I made this decision like a couple of days ago, but my plan for 2020 is to go to all 30 major league ballparks.
I saw that.
Do shows. So I'm going to go to all 30 major league ballparks, which is 30 cities. Obviously, LA is one of them, but do shows in each of those cities.
Right.
And document it.
Okay. There you go. What are you calling it? Because you got a lot of suggestions.
So I had the survey again, another survey, but
well, why don't you pick the top 3 and then do a poll on Instagram?
I have the poll right now.
There it is.
So the poll is between out of my league tour or a league of my own tour.
Oh,
I like that one. Yeah, I like that one
league
too.
Of my own.
And I kind of have an idea of how I'm going to do it, but like I'm going to do it and I'm going to document it, and I think in the perfect world it will end with me like shooting another like
you should add another element, not just visit the ballpark. You should start looking into the ballparks and seeing people that work there, and maybe do some kind of like Q&A with them. Whether it's like, let's say you go to,
well, it's just a podcast.
Yeah, you can podcast with them. So like, if you go to New York, maybe you find the guy who's like the peanut vendor. Talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
You go to Colorado, you find the guy that cuts the grass, and he's open. He's available to talk. Like, just find those little people that help make the ballpark happen.
Yeah.
Not just the players, because we forget those people in the.
But I'd like to talk to players too.
Oh, that'd be great. But I'm just saying, like, what are the odds of Clayton Kershaw's gonna get back to you? Like, hey, dude, let's sit down for the podcast.
Well, I know a couple of the guys on the Dodgers. And
okay,
so, like,
brag.
I mean, it started because my brother won a contest with one of the guys.
Right.
And then when I went to spring training, I ran into him. I was like, oh, I'm Travis's brother.
Yeah.
And we started talking, and then I invited him to my show when I was at Stir Crazy. And he said, oh, I can't go, but then we kind of kept in touch, and he has a podcast now too. So, I mean, but like the thing is like I think that when I do it, by the time it's like coming to its completion, like a lot of people are going to know about it.
Yeah.
And that's not why I want to do it. It's going to all 30 ballparks is something that I've always wanted to do. So like, I'm like,
do it, dude.
Why not fucking do it? And then just do a comedy tour along with it. and make history.
And then once you do that and you sell that, then you go international. Go
Yeah.
to the Philippines. Go to Korea.
Well, you know, every year MLB goes to other countries and has games. Like they do
Right.
Mexico and
They just
usually
did
somewhere
London.
else. Yeah, they did London with the Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah.
I don't know where the Dodgers went to Australia a couple years ago, but that would be cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I've actually there's actually I don't know where it is, but in the Japanese professional league, they have like a major leagues. I think it's called the Japan League. Don't quote me, but there's one of the stadiums has a gym that overlooks the stadium, and I'm like, that's fucking cool, dude.
Peter's the only dude that would go to baseball game and
Yeah!
work out.
That's awesome. Working out while
What's wrong with you?
when I was I was in Memphis, and in Memphis they have a YMCA right overlooking the ball, but it wasn't during baseball season. I'm like, oh, if I was here during baseball season, like I would love to work out and watch a baseball game. That's like the best of both worlds. So I don't know. Anyway, we got to get out of here, guys.
That's the cheat meal.
So I ate
you had a Doritos Loco Taco. You had a Buffalo Chicken Roll.
Buffalo Chicken Roll from 7-Eleven.
You had the KFC Famous Bowl.
Not good.
The Crunch Wrap. What's it called?
Crunch Wrap.
And then you had the Fat Sal.
So if I had to rate these in order of like,
I don't think it's about the rating.
I know, but like, I'll be honest. The Doritos taco tastes the best.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's out of all these, that tastes the best. Crunch Wrap is actually number 2. Taco Bell, what's going on? This will be number 3. And what else did I have? The KFC is last.
The KFC is
Okay,
last,
so
and then the
chicken,
Buffalo Chicken Roll.
The chicken, and then KFC.
Okay.
All right, that's the last thing. So if you want my opinion on someone that never eats this stuff, that's the thing.
So how many miles are you gonna go run right now?
I gotta go to an audition in a little bit. Just Erik Rivera.
Erik Rivera Comedy on Instagram and Facebook. ErikRivera.com. ERIK. And then,
ERIK.
Look out for the special. I got some cool stuff.
What did you name it?
I can't say it.
I
can tell you off mic.
Okay, that's fine.
I can tell you off mic.
Okay, that's fine.
But it's funny. I'm excited by it. It looks good. Shot in San Antonio. Shot
Yeah.
it with Gina.
That's right.
Gina's came out
She just came
month
out.
ago.
Yeah.
So
Love Gina, man. She's so
yeah.
cool. We talked about it last time.
Yeah.
She's great. I'm
So,
very happy for her.
Yeah, very pumped about it. And I got some cool stuff in the works for it.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you for coming. Thank you for this, dude. Let's look forward to not a Dodgers-Yankees matchup in the World Series because I want to be able to afford to go. So this has been The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. If you hear this, I'll be headlining my first club this weekend in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, and it's called Good Times.
Nice.
So yeah, don't tell them that it's my first time headlining. That's it. Thanks for listening, guys. Also, make sure to rate it, review it on iTunes, subscribe if you want, but just leave me a rate, leave me a review, and yeah, see, I'm gonna go throw up now.